have a first impression and review on the brand new Kat Von D, dun, dun, dun. The new Shade and Light eye palette. So excited about this. It just came in the mail like literally a couple days ago and I could not wait any longer to film this. So we're going to do some swatches today, and I also filmed a tutorial, so if you want to see how I did this eye look, then definitely keep watching. That'll be towards the end of the video. Also, another thing I picked up that you will see me using in the tutorial as well, I picked up the cat eye set. It was only $15. So you're going to see my first kind of impressions, I guess, or see me using them. I really do like the set. The eyeliner is a little bit tricky. You have to kind of get used to using it, but so far with my first impressions, the mascara is pretty nice. It definitely gives you lots of length. So here's a look at the eyeshadow palette. Ooh, it looks pretty, doesn't it? I really like the sort of raised font on here. You can kind of feel it, and it has like this kind of like gold outlining. And I know that this is really similar packaging wise and this sort of font to her Shade and Light contour face palette. I don't have that one. I'm kind of thinking about getting it, but I don't know, the colors look pretty dark for my skin tone. Anyways, this is what the palette looks like, and also the box that it comes in is pretty much the same thing. And I just have to point out, look at the stars here when you open up the box. How cute is that? I love it. Here's just a little up close. It's really, really pretty. And then on the back, of course, you have all the names of the shadows. Now, that was confusing to me when I first got like her Monarch palette and the Chrysalis palette. The way the names are on the back, you kind of have to read them backwards. So what I usually do is just take the box and hold it like this so I read off the names properly. So I definitely would say hang on to the box because it does have all the colors and the shade names on the box itself. So this palette retails for $46, and you get a lot of product for the price, and the quality is always amazing with Kat Von D, so I definitely think it's worth it. So when you open this up, you do have a really nice full mirror, which I love, and I used it today to do a makeup with, and it worked really well. It's big enough to where you can see your whole face. It's just a really nice handy mirror if you don't have a mirror with you. I really like a palette with a good mirror. So here's a look at the shadows. The layout is really, really similar to the Monarch palette. I'll just show you really quickly the Monarch palette. So this is the Monarch palette, and this is the new one here. So the layout is really similar, where you have like the 3 larger pan eyeshadows at the top, which those are like considered colors you would use quite often, like a crease color or a highlight, and then all the ones down here you have like 9 regular sized eyeshadows. Now this is considered like a all matte eyeshadow palette, and you know, this is my first impression, so we'll see with the swatches. So far in the pan themselves, the only one that doesn't quite look matte is this like white shade right here, and then this cream color. There's like a little tiny iridescent shimmer, like I see a little something there. Now this palette comes with a really cool little booklet, and it shows you different looks that you can do. Different eye looks, which I think is really great. It's fun to experiment and, you know, just try different looks out. And what's really interesting is that this Shade and Light palette has 3 different quads. I thought that was really neat, and I didn't realize that until I seen the pamphlet here. But it shows that the palette is sectioned off into 3 parts. So you've got your neutral quad, which are those first 4 shadows, and then this one is your cool quad with those 4, and then the end here you have your warm quad. So I think it's really awesome that this has cool colors, warm colors, and neutrals. So this is going to be great for anyone with any skin tone. I think it's awesome that she came up with a palette like this, and a nice variety of colors too. I mean, you've got a matte black, you've got like this really nice matte white. I really like that layout, and I'm glad that it came with a little pamphlet with this one. The Monarch and Chrysalis palette I don't think came with something like this. Alright, so let's just go ahead and get into the swatches. I am going to apologize in advance because the names of these shadows are a little bit hard to pronounce, I'm not gonna lie. So sorry if I butcher the names, I apologize. So I'm gonna start with the top row first. One thing I noticed with this palette is that they're not as buttery. Like, they are soft, but they're not as soft as the Chrysalis and Monarch palette. The shadows feel a little bit like pressed harder into the pan. There's not as much kick up with products. So those are those three colors right there. Latest is like a yellow toned matte nude. Lazarus is a nice cool toned like taupey type brown. It's really, really light. And then Ludwig is a nice sort of orange tan type color, really pretty for the crease. So again, we have Latest, Lazarus, that really nice taupe color, and this one is Ludwig. So starting over here, we have Samal, Solace, which is like this like nice matte brown, and then this white shade here is called Lucius. So those are those three. Alright, so there's a swatch of those three colors. That nude shade does have a little tiny bit of shimmer. Like, I would say it's borderline satin, but not quite. It does look pretty matte, but there's a little bit of something there in that one. Alright, moving to the next three. This one is called Celus. This matte black is called Shax. And then this really pretty white shade is called Liberatus. So there's those three swatched out. That matte black is like crazy pretty. So those three look completely matte to me. That matte black is really nice and pigmented. You got that really nice sort of chocolatey brown, and then that white, which pretty much blends into my skin because I'm so pale. Alright, and then the last three shadows right here. This beautiful like reddish brown color. This one is called Succubus. Then we have Sea Tree. This is a nice sort of warm toned brown. And then we have Latinus. So there's a look at those three. Wow, so soft and buttery. So pigmented. Alright, and then those are those three swatched out. So overall, with the swatches and everything, my first impression, the eyeshadows feel really nice and soft, just like her other palettes, but I feel like they're not as buttery. They're not as soft. I feel like, I mean, they are really pigmented, but I feel like they could be a little bit more pigmented. That being said, though, I feel like they're pressed into the eyeshadow pans like a little bit better, because like with her Monarch palette, I feel like the colors are just so buttery, they're so intense, but sometimes when you dip your brush into that one or the Chrysalis one, I feel like you do get a lot of product kicking up because they are just so soft and buttery. So that might be a good thing. I think people will definitely enjoy this palette. I kind of wish that there wasn't two of these like kind of off-white type colors. Pretty much when you swatch them out side by side next to each other, they're like the same colors. I don't mind that there's two of those colors because I'll probably use it a lot, but I just hate seeing like almost pretty much a duplicate. But I feel like one is a little bit warmer and this one's a little bit cooler because it is with the cooler quad right here in the center. But overall, I think it looks like a really great palette. I'm happy with how my eye look turned out. This reddish brown shade is like amazing to warm up any eye look. I feel like I'm going to use that one a lot. So overall, I think it's a really great palette, and if you love the Kat Von D palettes that she comes out with and you're an avid makeup collector, you should definitely pick this up. I think this is going to be a great palette for everyone to try out, and it's pretty much all matte. Like I mentioned, those two shades look a little bit, I don't know, I feel like when I swatch them out, I do see a little hint of something, like a satin matte hybrid, but pretty much when you put them on your, on your eyes, you work with them, they show up matte. So I would consider this a completely matte palette, which is amazing because, you know, matte eyeshadows are all the rage right now. So I'm pretty happy with the palette. I hope you guys enjoyed these swatches. Let's go ahead and get into the eye look and it's gonna be my first impression, so if I get a little bit excited, don't mind me. So let's get into the tutorial. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up the palette. I'm so excited. I have looked at it, but I haven't swatched anything. I haven't touched it. I've been a really good girl. I have no idea what look I'm going for. I'm definitely gonna go for something neutral today. So I think I'm gonna use this color right here, the larger pan, and this shade is called Ludwin. I really love the mirror in this palette because I'm going to use it today. I'm gonna use it today so I can see what I'm doing. I don't want to just use the viewfinder. I really want to use the mirror that the palette comes in. So I'm just going to put this right into the crease area. It's a really nice crease color. I really like it. It's a nice warm color. I'm going to go in with this color right here on the far end, and this one is called Samal. I think that's how you say it, Samal. And I'm going to put that also in the crease, but kind of closer to the lid. Oh god, these shadows are so pretty. I'm going to go in with like a flat brush, and I'm going to take that same brown shade. I'm going to smudge that on my lower lash line. I'm going to go in with this sort of like reddish brown shade right here, the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. And I'm going to pack that color on my lid. Wow, that is so pigmented. Look how pigmented that is. So I'm just going to pack this really close to the lash line. I'm going to go back to that first color we used, that Ludwin, that peachy color, and I'm going to take the e.l.f. crease brush. I'm going to pick some of that up. And I'm going to like use this to blend out the edges here. I'm also going to take that reddish color and I'm going to put a little bit on my lower lash line. Just whatever is left on the brush because it's so pigmented. Now I'm going to take this really pretty like chocolatey brown right here, and I don't know where I'm putting this, but we're just going to put it here on the outer corner really softly. I'm going to take this like creamy white, really nude shade. This one is called Liberatus. I'm going to take that, pick up a little bit of that. I'm going to try to put this on the inner corner. I don't know how that is going to look. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my eye look. I'm going to speed through this part, but I'm going to try out the cat eye set, also from Kat Von D. I've been dying to try this out. This is like a mini version of her Immortal Lash 24-hour mascara and her tattoo liner in Trooper, I believe it's called. Yeah, Trooper. So let's put it on. Put it on me. Put it on me. So this is the completed look using the new Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I am pretty happy with how everything turned out, and I do really like the ink eyeliner, and the mascara seems to be okay for my first impressions. I had a little trouble with the eyeliner because it is something different because it's a brush applicator instead of like a sponge applicator. I went ahead and paired this look with Ghoulish from LA Splash Cosmetics. I thought it would look really nice with these sort of warm tones on the eyes to just do a nice cool lip. So that was it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed these swatches and tutorial of my first impressions all in one on this new Kat Von D palette. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. So definitely give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy. If you're new to my channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. It's completely free, and I post new videos on every Tuesday, Friday, and sometimes on Sunday. I will see you all in my next video, and remember, smarter beauty is better beauty. Bye guys.